Hello friends, I'm Trinity Scott with Overnight Games. Today I'm going to teach you how to play Crimes and History, H.H. Holmes Murder Castle. This is a 1 to 6 player game unless you have the expansion, which brings it up to 7 players. Designed by Brandt, Hoffman and Seth Cooper, published by Blueprint Gaming Concepts. It's going to take you 15 to 105 minutes to play depending upon what kind of scenario pops out. If you enjoy this video, like and subscribe. Now, let's get going. Setup. This is for a 3-player game. Each player is going to grab a player board, a evidence selection card, and so you're going to make sure that your player board has that kind of evidence on it. Set up your action tiles on the top where everybody can reach them. You're going to do your room tiles, your event cards, your Holmes cards, the Ferris wheel. And now on this Ferris wheel, you're going to randomly take out evidence and you're going to make sure that 5 of them are in each one of these different sections. And then you're going to set up the game board. And the game board are going to be these 4 tiles, which is the pharmacy, the basement 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to place 1 evidence cube randomly in each one of these lockers in the basement, the 3 starting characters in the pharmacy, and Holmes in basement number 1. The person who gets this key is going to be the starting player, and what the book suggests is the last person that rode a Ferris wheel gets to be the starting player. Now, in our family, the person who last contemplated murder gets the key, and that's usually my wife. But either way, that person gets the key and they get to select their action first. So of all of these different action cards, you get to select one. Now, what's really cool about this game is it's simultaneous action. So everyone is going to do the action on the top, and then only the person who's selecting gets to do the action on the bottom. Now, in this case, explore the castle. Everyone is going to grab one tile. But the person on the bottom gets to grab 1 additional tile. So the first person gets to grab 2 tiles. They get to look at them and decide what they're going to put on. So in this case, they decide to put this tile. Actually, they're going to put this tile right here because the doors have to connect. So through this door leads into now the steel vault. Whenever you place a new tile on the board, you're going to grab however many evidence tokens that it says in the vault and put them in that safe. Now, whoever's placing it gets to pick, and then this gets discarded. The next person gets to do the same thing. Now, this action card is going to stay on. The second person would do that one. And then this gets flipped around because it's a revolving Ferris wheel. And then more goes on there. Okay, and then the third person would grab this, the atrium, and then play it right here. Because the atrium is obviously to the right. This is the third person's action. They're going to grab these 2 from the Ferris wheel. And then it goes to the next player's turn. The next player is going to be Hoyt. And Hoyt is going to pick another one. Now, here's the thing. If you look at some of these, it'll actually say selecting player only. So in this case, the selecting player is going to move Holmes, probably to the same room that they're in, and evade Holmes from this turn's movement. So if you're the person that plays this card, you do not get negatively affected by Holmes. Now, anytime Holmes goes into a room with you, you are going to receive 1 blank cube, and it's going to go in the Holmes strike field. Now, in the very beginning, whenever Holmes strikes, you're going to lose 1 evidence cube of your choice, and you're going to place that in the room that you're in. Now, there we go. Now, as Holmes strikes gets worse and worse, like if he comes into the room more often, you're going to have to get rid of more and more evidence cubes. In the beginning, you get rid of 1, then you get rid of 2, and then you get rid of 3. So it gets worse and worse when you're in the rooms with Holmes. So try to get away from him and not be in the room with him if you can. Another downside is you can't pick up any evidence or do any special actions while you're in the room with Holmes. So the third player might then choose this card, which is move 2 rooms, and then if you're the person that actually plays this card, you get the additional benefit of moving an extra room. So in this case, Jeremiah is going to move 2 rooms, and he gets to move an extra room on top of that, so he gets even farther away. Everybody else only gets to move 2 rooms, but you don't have to move all the way to 2 rooms. You can, if you want to, just move 1 room away. And then that would be the end of the round. Now, at the end of the round, the person who started it is going to draw a Holmes card. When you draw a Holmes card, you're going to pick one of these 4 locations, if they're available, and move Holmes onto that card. And that is going to, if, let's say, that basement number 3 was an option, you can move that there and target Jeremiah specifically. But you're not going to do that because 3 isn't an option, so you move it to 2. Every once in a while, though, you're going to get a Holmes Rage card. And when this happens, you're going to draw the next 3 cards and simultaneously move Holmes to all of those locations, and he's going to attack anyone in those. So that's how you're going to get a lot of Holmes strikes. The way that you win this game is by collecting or filling up your evidence rosters here. Now, if you're playing a 2-player version, you have this extra column that you're going to instead fill if you're playing 3 to 7 players. So you're going to take this column, you're going to put it here, and you're not going to have to fill in that last extra row. Now, the goal obviously is to fill up all of this evidence, to gather all this evidence, and then get back to the pharmacy so you can be the victor. Each character is going to have their own special ability. So, for example, Adeline Wynne Doyle. If you choose to use your special ability, you're going to flip this over, and then for this turn, you're not going to be susceptible to Holmes' attacks, and you're going to be able to follow him into whatever room he goes and jump out into an adjacent room because you're following Holmes. You're grabbing onto his coattails, basically. So each character is going to have a different one of those, and if you go into a room and it has this fire symbol, or if you draw a card that has this file symbol, it means that it's a special room, and you're going to look in the rules for those special rooms. And basically, for example, this one just says that there's 2 rooms in one. So there's going to be 2 different evidence storage lockers, and there's going to be 2 ways to get into these rooms, but they're not all going to connect to the different 4 sides, like, for example, the atrium does. So make sure that anytime that there's a fire symbol in the top left corner of the room that you pull, that you look in the rule book. Okay, final thoughts for H.H. Holmes' Murder Castle. So me and my wife, and I don't think our kids actually watch any scary movies, but me and my wife watch one scary movie every year because we're scaredy cats. We get scared really, really easily. Well, it turns out that this game is enough for me. I'm sure my wife thought, oh, that's not a big deal, and I didn't tell her because that, you know, how that would look. But what I did notice is halfway through the game, I was kind of scared that Holmes was going to jump into my room and ruin my plans once again. Julian won this game, but it wasn't even kind of close because it just seemed like Holmes kept showing up in my room. Although it was really fun that this game has simultaneous play. Everybody is playing at the same time. So you don't feel like you're waiting for your turn because you're waiting to see what somebody else is going to do. Because for the most part, all except for 2 of the cards, everyone is playing in them. So everybody has that vested stake into what is happening. It's really cool to feel like you're going through this hotel trying to collect the stuff that you need in order to make it out so you can tell the cops what Holmes did. I think that as far as thematic scary games go, this hits it for me. If you guys have any questions about gameplay or any questions at all, let me know in the comments and we will be sure to answer as soon as we can. Until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and don't get too scared.